Have you ever spent 5 hours in a video that should have only taken 3, or maybe you've only managed to release 2 videos instead of 4? If so, you're not alone. I've been there. And in this video, I'm going to share a few secrets on how to be more productive on YouTube. I will explain how to release more videos in way less time without sacrificing quality. Number 1, plan everything. I would show you my calendar and the plan for each of the projects, but it's a real mess. I know it sounds incredibly basic, but the most common causes of poor productivity are the lack of a plan or non-compliance with it. I'm not saying at all that there shouldn't be time for rest or unforeseen circumstances in your plan. I don't know when you're most productive, when you have time to work on your videos. Only you can know that. So sit down and write out a plan for each video and set clear deadlines. Then try to follow this plan as closely as possible. Stick to it. I, for example, like to allocate a little more time than necessary for certain tasks, especially in busy weeks. Because when I finish them sooner, I naturally get a rush of dopamine and energy, which allows me to look at my plan in a more optimistic way and be confident that I can stick to it reliably and still have time to spare. So that's a neat little psychological trick for you right there. Moving on to our next tip, turn one video into several videos. This can be done in 2 ways. The first way is to divide one idea into several smaller ideas. For example, you want to make an educational video about video editing, you can make it as a single 15-minute video and go over each point without paying attention to each one, or you can divide the video into 4 smaller videos, make a series out of it, and delve deeper into the topic in each video. Then you can add all these videos into a playlist, thereby encouraging viewers to watch not one video, but all of them. And the second way is to shoot several videos at once. Instead of making videos one after the other, it's worth trying to make several videos at once. You just need to come up with a topic for those videos and prepare a script in advance. By recording everything in one fell swoop, you will save a lot of time in preparing the studio, warming up your voice, getting used to the camera and so on. But I suggest combining these 2 ways into one. Just divide the big idea into several smaller ideas and shoot everything in one sitting. And just simplify the shooting, reduce the number of variables, so to speak. If you can, try not to disassemble the setup. You may want to rearrange the room so you don't have to move tables, cabinets, and other things each time you need to shoot a video. In addition to this, I also recommend picking specific camera angles and lighting schemes beforehand and leave as is. Set up the lights and camera once, find the best camera settings, the microphone settings, and so on, and stop worrying about the clothes you wear for the video. Choose 2 or 3 looks and switch between them. If your content doesn't require you to move the camera, constantly change your look, change the lighting, and all of these complexities, there is absolutely no need to add them yourself. Remember, the simpler and faster the shooting is, the easier the editing will be. And speaking of editing, don't forget to use smart features. I understand that you want to express yourself and make each effect or animation the way you imagine it, but it's not always worth spending time on, for example, manually removing noise from the audio, because there is a smart noise reduction feature for that. You don't need to worry about manually removing the background because AI does it much faster. And you don't need to create animations from scratch, just use the pre-made ones. Movavi video editor has tons of them. To make editing even faster, you can use beat recognition feature, pre-made camera animations, and even do color grading with a couple clicks. If you want to be more productive, you have to learn things like this. Luckily, Movavi Video Editor is a real jack of all trades. It can do it all. Create stunning videos, remove backgrounds, remove noise, do chroma key, and much more. Even beginners can master it thanks to intelligent features that make it easy to use. Movavi Video Editor is the perfect choice for anyone who wants to create videos. And now, the most interesting part. Get ready to have your mind blown, folks. Movavi's got a deal that's too good to pass up. An 80% discount on all the apps in an amazing Movavi Unlimited plan. That's right, you heard me, 80% off, so don't wait, hit the like button, hit the link, and get yourself the ultimate video editing and production experience at a price you won't believe. Trust me, this is one offer you don't want to miss. And as I said, just simplify the editing as much as possible. When the goal is to release as many videos as possible in the shortest amount of time, you can ignore complex effects. And if you look closely, you will notice that in most YouTube videos, dynamics of what is happening doesn't come from the effects, but from the quick cuts and the charisma. So don't waste your time choosing transitions, adding subtitles for the entire length of the video, or anything like that. Keep it simple if you want it fast. Try to find a balance between quality and time spent, emphasis on the time. Editing, although it is a very important step, does not always have to take a lot of time. Sometimes, of course, it is worth spending more time on making a cool video, and sometimes you can just do a few cuts, add a couple of transitions, add a few camera animations, and end it there. I also recommend choosing a couple of dozen music tracks that you will use before you start making videos. Find a couple dynamic tracks, a couple sad songs, some happy ones, and a dozen neutral tracks. This way, you won't have to think about the music every single time you get to the editing, and it will make your videos more recognizable as well. Almost every big YouTuber has a set of music tracks that are repeated over and over again. Do the same thing. To be more productive, it's also important to stop getting sidetracked by unnecessary things. For example, you're editing a video and then an idea for a new video pops into your head. You immediately open your notes, start writing ideas, look for material for the video. Sounds amazing, right? Well, even though I'm all for enthusiasm, it can sometimes be harmful. It would be better to write down your ideas quickly and go back to editing. Forget about multitasking. Focus on one thing and get it done. You come up with an idea, then you write a script, then you shoot, then you edit, and then you post the video. Distractions are allowed only between these stages, but not during any one of them. The fewer distractions you have, the faster the process. And you shouldn't forget about flexibility either. And I'm not only talking about the flexibility of your plan, but also of the videos themselves. You don't have to set yourself overly unrealistic goals or standards. You always need to account for circumstances, lack of time, skills, or ideas. I've met so many beginner YouTubers who spent a lot of time on a video, not because they didn't know how to do something, but because they lacked flexibility. They had only one vision and they did stick to it till the end. Disregarding productivity, you always need to think ahead and anticipate what you can do and what you can't. You can come up with some cool and interesting editing effects, but I recommend coming up with something simpler as well, just in case. And don't be afraid to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have friends, family, or colleagues who can help you with something, ask them. It can be something as simple as moving a table in the studio and setting up the lights, or something more complicated, such as shooting or even editing. Who knows? YouTube might even become your family business. As for you, don't stop learning, improving your skills and abilities. Creating videos is a process of constant learning and self-improvement. Each video should become better than the previous one in something. And these don't have to be qualitative changes. It can be faster editing, spending less time in the video, or something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.